A lot of times our emotions cause us to be on the wrong side of God. It was and still is today my deepest desire to have my emotions line up with God's principles. To see things the way God sees them. And to feel about things the way God feels about them. You're only seeing a very small portion of what's going on. But when you begin to see things the way God sees them, you see it clearly. You see the big picture. James chapter 4 and verse number 4. Adulterers and adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world is enmity with God? Whoever therefore wants to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. And what he is telling us and what Scripture is telling us, meaning that those that call themselves believers, followers of Jesus Christ, were being unfaithful because we have made ourselves friends of the world. And if you are a friend of the world, you make yourself an enemy of God. God hasn't chosen you to be an enemy. You've chosen to be an enemy. Wait just a second, preacher. We're all children of God. No, we're not. The Bible never says that. We are all God's creation. You don't become a child of God until you accept Jesus Christ. That's why they call it being born again. Because you're born the first time God's creation. You're born the second time a son or a daughter of God. If I sympathize with the world's ideas, the world's principles, if I accept the world's opinions, the world's viewpoints, if I feel sorry for things that God does not feel sorry for, if I sympathize the way the world sympathizes, if I have worldly philosophies because I don't want to be offensive, I am at war with God in my emotions. There is a conflict between me and God in my emotions, in my feelings, in my convictions, because I am sympathizing. I've made myself a friend of the world. Can't be a friend of God and a friend of the world. You're going to take one of them off. You choose. Emotionally, sympathetically, a lot of us in this room are at war with God. A lot of you within the sound of my voice are at war with God. Because we have taken on the world's opinion, the world's sympathies, and that has created a huge chasm between us and God. It's created a huge chasm between the church and God. Because we are more sympathetic to the world than we are with what God wants. Careful. Too many, church, too many of us get our opinions and our feelings and our sympathies from the news, from the media, from Hollywood, from entertainers, from athletes, from politicians. Friend, you should know what you feel and what your convictions are when you wake up in the morning without anybody telling you what it is. The people we are getting our opinions from are anti-God. They're anti-Christ. But yet we agree with them? What's wrong with you? The Bible says he spoke through an ass to the prophet. And you know, sometimes God has got to get a savage or a bull in the china shop to do his will, because the religious people are walking around on eggshells and won't do what God wants them to do. Because we're weak and spineless and have no guts for God. That guts would return to the pulpit. Friend, peace is not our goal. I would love to be at peace. I'll even turn the other cheek. I'll take a beating, right? However, even though I will pursue peace and I will turn the other cheek, I will not do it. We should not do it at the expense of dishonoring God and who He is. Our God will not share the same room with other gods. And not being sympathetic to the wrong ideas and the wrong people will keep you in a safe space with God. Get your emotions in check, folks. There is no room for multiple gods in your home. There is no room for multiple gods in a nation. Choose you this day who you will serve. God will not share His throne. He's either alone on that throne or He's not on that throne at all. Sympathetic emotions that try to crowd the throne of your life must be evicted. You got to choose this day you serve. We must get our emotions in check on the side of God. How we feel about things, how we feel about society, what we love, what we hate, how God sees things. Get them on God's side. Because that's where victory is. That guts will return to the pulpit.